Hi, YouTubers. It's Avanex video. I want to talk right now something important. This is kind of a follow up to my video I did just a minute ago. So I did a video called "Why I Don't Want This," which is basically discussing being at an ideal weight versus a comfortable weight, and how the reason I don't want that kind of crap, is because I wouldn't be happy and I'd be kind of miserable. Please watch the video if you haven't already. That'll clear up some of this. So if you're wondering what the video is about, it's kind of a follow up, like a part two to that video. Anyway, I want to talk right now kind of a dumb stereotype. Basically, people think, I kind of made a point in that video that I just did, 5 minutes ago, talking about, or 2 minutes ago, whatever, that kind of crap, that kind of shit, talking about how, a lot of people are going to, come in that video and hate on the video like trolls. Well, not just trolls, but, people who are fat haters, people are going to say, oh, you dirty, fatty, you probably smell like BO, oh, you probably reek, you probably have dirty fingernails, you're probably nasty, all you probably do is eat sweaty McDonald's, all that kind of crap, that kind of shit, and it is true there's a lot of people who really dislike fat people, and especially people who are morbidly obese. There's a lot of people who hate fat people. I knew people a while back who compared fat people to the devil, the freaking devil. I mean, if you want an example of people, I knew people a while back who compared fat people to Satan. And there's a lot of people who really, really dislike fat people and have made a whole campaign called Fat People Hate. Anyway, basically, this video is not to support or condone by any stretch of the imagination obesity. Obesity is very unhealthy. I suffer from obesity myself, and I take blood pressure medication every single day. I take cholesterol medication every single day. I have a little bit of fibrosis in my liver, and my weight has significantly affected my health, and it probably will affect my life expectancy. Don't think for a minute that my weight is not affecting my life and it's healthy to be fat. I'm not saying by any stretch of the imagination, that it's healthy to be fat. And I'm just very lucky that I don't have to. I'm just very lucky, that it hasn't, really hasn't affected my health to, yet. Knock on wood. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Back to what I was saying about, the whole thing about, people who dislike, people who are overweight, people kind of, I hate to say it, kind of stereotype. People kind of compare people who are like the really, 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 really fat people to the people who are like me. So I'm obese. I mean, by no means am I skinny. I mean, I weigh about 240. I mean, that's considered a BMI of about 35, which is obese class 2. But people compare, in other words, people say, well, there's no difference between being 240 and being 600. Well, of course there's a huge difference. Of course there's a huge fucking difference. It's like, people who are 600, it's like, those people's hearts could literally just explode at any point in the given day, the given fucking day. It's like there's a huge difference there, and it's like, unfortunately, people use the same stereotypes with the stereotypes people use with people who are 600 with people who are 240, 250, 230. It's like, and unfortunately these stereotypes, these fat stereotypes or fat bullying stereotypes, are just completely inappropriate and completely inapplicable. Is that a word? Not applicable. Sorry, not applicable is the word. Not applicable is the phrase to people who are 50 or 60 pounds overweight. These may be applicable, fucking applicable to people who are 5, 6, 700, even 400 pounds. Yeah, these may make perfect sense. Oh, he just farted. Yeah, big ass first for life. Yes, he just farted. But the point is, back to the video topic, enough dilly-dallying, is stereotypes like smelling bad, assuming you take a shower every single day, which you should, stereotypes like, always having pit stains, armpit stains, always smelling like sour milk, it's just not true. For somebody like me, who's 50, 60, 70 pounds overweight, who takes a shower every single day after work or before work, it's like, that's just not fucking true. It's like, yeah, it's like, if you don't take a shower, you're gonna stink. It's like, if you don't take a shower for 2 or 3 days. But if you take a shower at my weight, there's no problem with you, smelling good, especially if we wear deodorant. It's like, now somebody who's 500 pounds, that's a little bit different because that person is sweating constantly and they're producing a lot more body odor naturally. Yeah, it probably does apply. It's not, you have no right to bully them. You have no right to be a dick to them, and be bullying them and be a total bitch to them. But it's like, yeah, that person does probably produce some natural body odor that's not going to smell pleasant. That's probably going to compare it to, cheese or milk because that's body odor. It's like, that's BO. And there's really nothing that person can do about it except lose the weight and get down to a more realistic weight. And, that's how they're going to reduce their smell, their bad smell. But it's like, yeah, it's like, all the dumb stereotypes you hear about all they eat is McDonald's, or all they eat is, Taco Bell or KFC or, fucking Wendy's, that's just not true for somebody who's 40 or 50 pounds overweight. It's like, for somebody who's 40 or 50 pounds overweight, yeah, they probably do enjoy fast food because they are, decently overweight or obese, but they don't just sit there with a cheeseburger in their mouth, eating tacos after, fucking burritos after fucking burritos. It's like, yeah, they probably enjoy burritos or fast food, assuming they're not gluten free like me. But guess what? I can't even eat KFC, fucking KFC, because I'm gluten free. It's like, there are people who are obese who are celiac who can't eat, gluten, freaking gluten. So it's like, these dumb stereotypes like all they eat is McDonald's or they can't wipe themselves when they go to the bathroom. Just not true for somebody at my size. Might be true for somebody who's, 200 pounds heavier. Just not true. So don't listen to these dumb stereotypes. Anyway, big ass your life. Bye.